Eat, sleep, bet, repeat. That's how we get down on the opening line at EliteSportsBetting.com. I'll be your host, Benny Ricciardi, and today I'm going to talk some soccer. As always, when we talk some soccer, bring in my man, our soccer expert, Nick Frazier. You know him better as Duke. What's going on, bro?
Benny boy, it's good to do. Hey, we're recording at night. Okay, I'm a bit of a night person, so the energy is high. I know you're fired up. I'm fired up. This is not a political statement by any means. It's just the result of receding hairline. But look, even if Trump was giving you as many winners as I'm giving you, you would still follow this man, even if you're the most left liberal in the entire world. We're 6 of our last 7 and feeling good. Benny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. And you know what? The one thing I like about Duke more than I like about Trump is that he does not get tired of winning. He does not think anybody's going to be tired of winning, and neither will any of our subs here today. But, yeah, I'm doing good, dude. Like I said, I've been down at the beach for the last month or so while all this craziness has been going on. I got out of the pool. I got on the grill. I finished while you were doing your last-minute notes there. I was finishing up my dinner. So, I'm just ready to go back outside and sit on the deck and hang out and smoke a cigar when we're done here. But I got to put some bets in. And I think we got a soccer game tomorrow we could actually talk about, right?
Yeah, the winning doesn't stop. We have a game tomorrow. We have a full slate on Saturday and a few games on Sunday. And we're just a couple weeks away from everything coming back. I think La Liga's back next week, the week after EPL's back. I think Serie A's the week after that. So we're just stacking on top of each other. And, of course, it's not just soccer. It's across every single sport. We're all coming back. MLB needs to get their shit together, but everyone else seems like they have a plan in place. So this weekend we'll get you started. And, of course, UFC Saturday night. So let's get a winner tomorrow. Let's get 2 to 3 winners Saturday morning. We'll take you right into Mad Lab's card on Saturday night.
All right, sounds good to me, man. That's why I'm here. I'm ready to see what you got for me. So we betting on this game tomorrow. We got here, but Gladbach playing tomorrow, right? Because they screwed me the last time we bet on them.
They screwed us royally. We had them 3 different ways. I can't remember all the ways off the top of my head, but I think it was like first half by the game, and maybe -1.5 was maybe the 3 bets we had. And, it's a game against Werder Bremen, who've been really, really good defensively. We've now, again, we're gathering information here. These teams have been gone for a couple months, and they're coming back in. They're playing a lot of games in a short amount of time. So we're constantly learning new information, constantly tweaking our models and our process. And one of the things we adjusted to this past week was Werder Bremen's defensive capabilities. Look, they still can't score goals, but we went 2-0 on bets. Good setup, by the way, Benny. On Wednesday, betting against Werder Bremen. We actually had them under a goal, but we also had Frankfurt, I think it was, winning in that game. It's just kind of one of those results. Gladbach came back this past weekend, scored 4 goals in a 4-1 victory. I think we're trending more towards that, and we are leaning towards the Gladbach side here. Freiburg, of course, had the 3-3 thriller with Frankfurt. They can't score goals. They had like 5 shots in that game, scored 3 goals, had like 30% possession. Freiburg's no good. They stink. They're ass. Gladbach, as long as they keep Plea and Thuram closer together, which they did not do in that game with Werder Bremen. Tactics made no sense. They're extremely dangerous up top. So I like them to win at -140. If you want to take a minus, 0.5 -1, that's even money if you don't want to pay the juice. Of course, that means they have to win by 2 goals in order to win both of those bets. You're splitting your bet half on -0.5 goal. So if they win 1-0, you win, and half on -1 goal. So if it's 1-0, you get half your bet back. You win half your bet. If they win 2-0 or by 2 or more goals, then you win both sides of that. That's even money right now. I'm just avoiding that altogether. Just give me the dub. I'm taking -140. I'll pay the juice.
Yeah, I like that better too. Not trying to mess around. I don't know, man. Whenever I could just get a nice number, like -140 is not a bad number right there. If I bet, so you put in 100, you're going to get back about 70 cents on the dollar for that. So I'm fine with that. That would be good there. We have a couple interesting games on Saturday as well, right? You got Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Munich going on. That was the one that I had the most interest in. The other teams, some of the lines on these, like Leipzig's like -700, Dortmund's like -300. What are you looking at with the Leverkusen Bayern Munich game though? Munich, I think, is only like -200 in that one. That was kind of interesting.
They are, and it's been an interesting series that they've had together. And by the way, Benny's over on this screen, so I'm looking at Benny as he's talking over here. But we'll talk heavily about this game here, and then I have a 12x bet for you, Benny. I have a 12x parlay that we're going to throw in here at the end of the show. It's going to get us all the way to the Dortmund game. We're not going to touch that, but we're going to pick every game before then. But Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. Interesting series in the fact that we get goals in this contest no matter what. Both teams score no matter what.
Mhm.
Interestingly, though, Leverkusen have won the last two. I don't see that happening here this week. Number one, again, we talk about depth of squad and that being so important. Leon Bailey, who hadn't really played a bunch, got his start last game, did not look great. I summed up Leon Bailey in a tweet. He did everything Leon Bailey does in 5 seconds. He had a guy coming underneath him who was wide open, didn't take the pass. He had a guy right behind him, wide open, didn't take the pass. He had a defender right in front of him and a defender to his right. He faked out one defender, cut back inside, and there just happened to be that second guy standing there, clearly turned the ball over. He then goes to get the ball back, fouls, gets a yellow card. That's Leon Bailey, and that's the big impact that Leverkusen has. One factor here, Kevin Volland should be coming back. He was on the bench last game. Kai Havertz took a big knock last game, had to come off. If Volland starts up top, Havertz drops back to center attacking mid. I may come off my position of Bayern Munich a little bit here, but if it's Havertz leaving the line, Diaby, maybe Bailey, some combination of those attacking three, I just don't think they have enough to handle the firepower of Bayern Munich. And remember this, Benny. Bayern's putting goal after goal after goal in, and Gnabry's looked like trash, my man. When that world-class player gets going, this front seven that they have that they attack with, Davies and Pavard and everyone scoring goals, is completely unstoppable. So give me Bayern Munich, not by itself. I'm going to parlay that with our Friday game. We're going to get the win with Gladbach. I think that gives you like 1.4 or something to 1 on your money.
Yeah, I actually like Bayern and the over in goals here, or even taking Bayern to win by more than a goal. I think there's a goal and a half line that's plus money, if I'm not mistaken, or closer to even money. That's actually probably the way that I'm going to play it here because, like you said, all right, even if Leverkusen can get a goal here, like I think Bayern could score 3. So if Munich's going to get 3, then really it doesn't really matter how many they score on the other side. So I like the over. I like a lot of goals here, and I may even take a couple flyers on some guys on Bayern Munich to score some goals once we see who the 11 is going to be on Saturday there. So I do like that game as well. Anything else that you're looking at here? I know you said you had this 12x parlay that I'm eagerly awaiting with my pen to write down. So go ahead.
Look, we'll get to that here in just a second. Let me tell you where I come from on this Bayern game. One last note here. What I really wanted to bet was Leverkusen plus 1.5. That's what I was really looking to bet, but that was before this past game happened and before Havertz took the knock. And before Volland did not come in, he doesn't have any minutes on his legs, which is a good or bad thing. He's been off for a while. Training is much different than game fitness. So if he had played last game and looked decent even, Benny, and then he got the start, I'd be much higher on Leverkusen at this point. Okay. Knowing Havertz took that knock, not sure what's going on with Volland. Yeah, I am looking to that side for Bayern. But obviously, over at EliteFantasy.com, I break down every single game in depth. It's in the article. We have DFS plays that we're looking to target. In that breakdown, obviously, I'm working on all my bets as well. And basically, from start to finish, we can pick winners from Friday all the way, like I said, to Saturday afternoon with Borussia Dortmund. That's what we're going to do. So I have Gladbach winning. I have Bayern Munich winning. I have Frankfurt winning, which I think is going to be bigger than the experts think. They're only minus 105. That's probably one of my favorite bets of the weekend. And RB Leipzig's obviously minus 800. I also like Hoffenheim to get the win. I'm going to wait until Saturday, or I guess I'll put this in as a 5-teamer smaller, and then Saturday morning, depending upon team news on Hoffenheim and who starts, because they have a couple niggling injuries there as well. Okay. I'm going to hit a 4-teamer as well with the 4 teams I just mentioned. And that'll be a little bit of a bigger bet. I really like all 4 of those. And obviously, if we lose Friday, our parlay is done anyway. We can reload there on Saturday as well. So the 5-teamer, I'm going small, really small. The 4-teamer, if I see some things break our way, which I'm not going to give away here on the free show, it'll be just for our subs over at Elite Sports Betting and EliteFantasy.com. We're going to unload on that 4-team parlay.
Okay, and the 5th team you said was Hoffenheim. That was the one that you said maybe, maybe not, depending on how, or small on the big one, but you may do one without them depending on who's starting, right?
Yep, the Friday includes the 5-teamer Mönchengladbach. That last team was Hoffenheim to win, currently plus 145 across most sites.
All right, so there you go. That's the big bet of the week for my man Duke. I'll throw some money in there. And if you guys are interested as well, we do have the MMA stuff coming up this weekend as well. So I know I'm going to be over there checking out Mad Lab's articles. Duke's articles are going to be coming out if you're playing the soccer stuff. We got the fantasy football guide that just went out for you season-long players out there. And I am very excited with all the news that happened today about the NBA coming back, being that that's kind of my thing. So I will be anxiously awaiting for the end of July and probably start cranking out some content for that once we actually understand what everybody is fighting about on Twitter about how the end of this season is actually going to play out. Once I understand it, I'll make sure I relay it to you guys so you guys will have all the information.
That's how guys, we're going from no sports and a total absence of sports to unbelievable amount of sports to where I told my wife, like, I'll see you in August when all the other sports like kick off for real, like where they're supposed to. We're going to have basketball. We're going to have baseball. We're going to have soccer across 4 different leagues. MMA is not going to stop. Golf's coming back. It's going to be, we may have, get this, Benny, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, UFC, the Masters, college football, NFL, the MLB. We're going to have all that on one weekend.
So if everything works out the way it's supposed to work out now with the schedules and MLB comes back, for the entire month of basically September and October, we're going to have MLB, NBA, and NFL going on. Plus college football and all the other sports that we're talking about here with soccer games like 4 days a week and UFC every other weekend and, everything else that's going on right there. So it's been bottled up, pent up. It's just going to explode a little bit here, Duke. So, obviously we're going to be – yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's where I don't think we can top it. So on that note, I think we got to sign off. For my man, Duke, this is Benny. This has been another episode of The Opening Line at EliteFantasy.com.